77% of Americans over 50 say they want to stay in their own home as they age. That number comes from a major survey by the AARP, and it has remained consistent for over a decade. Almost everyone wants to age at home. But here is what that survey does not tell you. Most of those people have no plan for how to make that happen. They assume independence will just continue. They assume someone else will figure it out when the time comes. And those are the people who end up in nursing homes, not because they had to be there, but because no one prepared for any other option. Today, I am going to share 9 rules that people who stay independent into their 80s and 90s actually follow. These are not complicated rules. They do not require money or special equipment or unusual discipline, but they work. And rule number 7 might surprise you. When I tell you what it is, you might think it sounds too simple to matter. But research shows that this one habit separates those who stay in their own homes from those who lose everything. Walter is 86 years old. 4 years ago, he watched 3 of his closest friends, all the same age, all from the same neighborhood, all with similar health, enter nursing homes within the same year. He kept asking himself the same question: why them and not me? When he finally talked to a geriatrician about it, the doctor helped him understand something important. Walter had been following a set of habits his friends had ignored. Not difficult habits, not expensive habits, simple things that made all the difference. Today, Walter still lives alone. He still drives, he still does his own shopping, and he is already planning his 90th birthday party. He does not have any special genetics or secret advantages. He just followed rules that most people ignore until it is too late. Rule 1. Protect your legs like your life depends on it. Your legs are the engine of your independence. When they go, everything goes. This is not an exaggeration. Research published in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science confirms that strength training significantly improves muscle strength, balance, and the ability to perform activities of daily living in older adults. But here is what most people do not realize. After age 50, you lose muscle mass at a rate of 1.4 to 2.5% per year. After 65, that decline accelerates. Your legs do not wait for you to notice the problem. They just get weaker, slowly, day by day, until one morning you cannot get out of a chair without using your arms. Think about what independence actually requires: getting out of bed, walking to the bathroom, climbing stairs, getting in and out of a car. Every single one of these activities depends on your legs. If you cannot stand up from a chair without pushing yourself up with your hands, you are already on the path to dependence. If you cannot climb a flight of stairs without holding the railing for dear life, you are closer to a nursing home than you think. A fall with a hip fracture after age 75 quadruples your chances of ending up in institutional care. Your legs are not just about mobility. They are about your entire future. The solution is simpler than you might expect. You do not need a gym membership or expensive equipment. Practice standing up from a chair without using your hands. Do it 10 times in a row, twice a day. Walk up and down stairs if you have them. Stand on one leg while holding onto a counter. These basic exercises, done consistently, can reverse years of muscle loss. Research shows that older adults can gain significant strength in as little as 12 weeks of regular training. Start today. Your legs will not wait for you to be ready. Rule 2. Maintain your balance before you lose it. Balance is not something you notice until it is gone, and by then, the falls have already started. According to Johns Hopkins Medicine, balance exercises are one of the most effective ways to reduce fall risk in older adults. The CDC reports that falls are the leading cause of injury death among adults 65 and older. A Cochrane review of 94 randomized controlled trials found that balance and gait training is moderately effective in improving balance in people over 60. This is not a small thing. This is the difference between staying in your home and being wheeled into a facility. Here is what happens when balance starts to fail. You fall once. It scares you, so you move less. You stop going for walks. You avoid stairs. But moving less makes your muscles weaker and your balance worse. So you fall again. Now you are afraid to leave your house. The cycle continues until you cannot function independently at all. Fear of falling is almost as dangerous as falling itself because it leads to the inactivity that guarantees more falls. You have to break this cycle before it starts. Practice balance every single day, even if only for 2 minutes. Start by standing with your feet together, eyes open, holding steady for 30 seconds. Then try standing with one foot directly in front of the other, heel to toe. Then try standing on one leg. If you need to hold on to a chair or counter, that is fine. The point is to practice. Stand near a corner or have something sturdy nearby in case you wobble. The time to work on balance is before you need it desperately. Rule 3. Review your medications like you review your finances. The more medications you take, the higher your risk of ending up in a hospital or nursing home. Not because the medications are bad, but because the interactions between them can be devastating. Research published in Mayo Clinic Proceedings confirms that polypharmacy, typically defined as taking 5 or more medications, is associated with drug interactions, falls, delirium, and higher rates of hospitalization. The American Academy of Family Physicians reports that patients taking more than 4 medications have a significantly increased risk of injurious falls, with each additional medication adding to that risk regardless of what the medication is for. Think about how this happens. You see a cardiologist who prescribes something for your heart. You see another doctor who prescribes something for your joints. Your primary care physician adds something for blood pressure. A sleep specialist gives you something to help you rest. Each doctor is doing their job, but no one is looking at the complete picture. No one is asking whether all these medications together might be causing the dizziness, the confusion, the falls that seem to come out of nowhere. Studies show that approximately 1/3 of acute hospital admissions among nursing home residents may be related medication problems. At least once a year, gather every single medication you take, including vitamins, supplements, and over-the-counter drugs, and bring them to your doctor or pharmacist for a comprehensive review. Ask one simple question: do I still need all of these? You might be surprised by the answer. Medications that made sense 5 years ago might not make sense today. Doses that were appropriate when you weighed more or had different kidney function might now be too high. Every pill you take has a purpose. Make sure that purpose still exists. Rule 4. Keep your mind active, not just occupied. Watching television is not mental activity. Your brain needs challenge, not just stimulation. The National Institute on Aging reports that cognitive training has demonstrated benefits for maintaining cognitive health in older adults. The ACTIVE trial, a large randomized controlled study, found that a specific type of brain training called speed of processing reduced the risk of dementia by up to 29% over 10 years. This was not medication. This was not surgery. This was simply challenging the brain to work harder. There is a difference between keeping your brain busy and keeping it challenged. Watching the news keeps you informed, but does not make your brain work. Playing a simple game on your phone passes time, but does not build new neural connections. What your brain needs is novelty and difficulty, learning something new, solving problems that make you think, playing games that require strategy and memory. Crossword puzzles, Sudoku, chess, bridge, learning a language, taking up a musical instrument. These activities force your brain to create new pathways, and those pathways protect you against cognitive decline. Cognitive decline is one of the strongest predictors of nursing home admission. When you cannot remember to take your medications, manage your finances, or recognize dangerous situations, Independence becomes impossible, but cognitive decline is not inevitable. Research shows that the brain remains plastic, capable of change and growth well into old age. Dedicate at least 30 minutes every day to an activity that genuinely challenges your thinking. Vary those activities to work different cognitive functions. A brain that stops being challenged starts to decline. Challenge yours every single day. Rule 5. Maintain real social connections. Social isolation does not just make you lonely, it physically increases your risk of ending up in a nursing home. A study published in JAMA Internal Medicine using data from the Health and Retirement Study found that social isolation was significantly associated with increased odds of nursing home placement. The odds ratio was 2.01, meaning socially isolated seniors had roughly double the risk of needing institutional care. A meta-analysis by Holt-Lundstad, involving over 300,000 participants, found that meaningful social relationships increase survival by 50%. The Harvard Study of Adult Development, which has followed participants for over 85 years, consistently identifies the quality of relationships as the most important predictor of healthy aging. This is not about having hundreds of friends or attending every social event in your community. It is about having consistent, meaningful connections with other human beings. A weekly phone call with a friend, coffee with a neighbor, participating in a group at your church or community center. These connections give your life structure, meaning, and the kind of emotional support that no medication can provide. Loneliness is not just an emotion, it is a health risk as serious as smoking or obesity. If leaving the house is difficult, invite people to come to you. Use the telephone or video calls to stay connected. Join online groups related to your interests. The format matters less than the consistency and depth of the connection. Schedule at least one meaningful social interaction every week. Put it on your calendar like a medical appointment, because in terms of your health and independence, that is exactly what it is. Rule 6. Adapt your home before you desperately need to. The home that worked perfectly for you at 60 may be a death trap at 80. Research from Washington University School of Medicine found that community-based programs helping older adults modify their homes reduced falls by nearly 40%. The Health and Retirement Study found that the presence of safety features in the home reduces the likelihood of falls requiring medical treatment by 20 percentage points. Yet despite these clear benefits, most people wait until after a fall to make changes. By then, they may already be in a hospital or nursing home, and the opportunity to return home safely may be gone. Think about the most dangerous room in your house. It is almost certainly the bathroom. Wet surfaces, hard edges, the need to step over tub walls, the transitions between sitting and standing. This is where falls happen most often. And a fall in the bathroom, hitting your head on tile or porcelain, can be catastrophic. Yet how many people have grab bars installed in their bathrooms? How many have non-slip mats in their showers? How many have adequate lighting in hallways they walk through at night? Do a safety assessment of your home today. Start with the bathroom. Install grab bars near the toilet and in the shower, even if you do not think you need them yet. Remove throw rugs that can slip or bunch. Make sure every pathway is well lit, especially at night. Clear clutter from floors. Consider a raised toilet seat if getting up and down is becoming difficult. The best time to make your home safer was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. Rule 7. Stay hydrated. The rule that saved a life. This is the rule that has kept more people out of nursing homes than almost any other. Not exercise, not diet, water. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but dehydration in older adults is dangerously underdiagnosed and has devastating consequences. As you age, your sense of thirst diminishes. Your kidneys become less efficient at conserving water. You may avoid drinking because you do not want to get up to use the bathroom at night. The result is chronic low-grade dehydration that slowly destroys your health and your mind. Here is what dehydration does to an older body. It causes confusion and disorientation that looks exactly like dementia. It causes dizziness that leads to falls. It increases the risk of urinary tract infections, which in older adults can cause severe confusion and behavioral changes. It concentrates medications in your blood, making side effects worse. It makes your heart work harder. A 79-year-old man was brought to his doctor by his family because he had become confused, disoriented, and could not remember simple things. They were convinced it was dementia and were already looking at memory care facilities. The doctor ran tests and discovered severe dehydration. After 3 days of proper hydration, the man returned completely to normal. No dementia, no nursing home, just water. Your body no longer tells you when it needs water. You have to tell it. Drink water throughout the day, even when you are not thirsty. Keep a water bottle visible as a constant reminder. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses per day, more when it is hot or you are active. If you wake up at night to use the bathroom, that is a small price to pay for keeping your brain functioning and your body upright. This rule sounds simple because it is simple, but simple is not the same as unimportant. Rule 8. Have a plan. Before the crisis, the decisions about your future should be made by you, not by a panicked family member standing in a hospital corridor at 2 in the morning. Research shows that older adults who made the decision about institutional care themselves report higher quality of life than those who were placed by family pressure during a crisis. When there is no plan, when no one has talked about what happens if you get sick or fall or cannot care for yourself, families default to the easiest option. And the easiest option is usually a nursing home. Think about the questions that need answers before an emergency happens. Who will help you if you become temporarily unable to care for yourself? Where are your important documents, your insurance information, your list of medications? Do you have a healthcare power of attorney so someone you trust can make medical decisions if you cannot? Do you have a financial power of attorney? Have you talked with your family about what you want, not just at the end of life, but during a health crisis? These conversations are uncomfortable. That is why most people avoid them. But avoiding them does not make the crisis less likely. It just makes the response worse. Sit down with your family and have the conversation. Put your wishes in writing. Prepare legal documents while you are healthy enough to do so. Create a folder with all your important information and tell someone where it is. A plan made in calm is always better than a decision made in chaos. Rule 9, never stop having a purpose. The moment you stop having a reason to get up in the morning is the moment you start dying. This is not poetry. This is science. Research published in JAMA Network Open found that people with the lowest sense of purpose in life had 2.43 times higher mortality risk than those with the highest sense of purpose. The Okinawa Centenarian Study, which has examined over 1,000 people who lived past 100, found that every single one of them had what the Japanese call ikigai, a reason for being. Blue Zone's research confirms that purpose is one of the common factors in all 5 regions of the world where people routinely live past 100. Your purpose does not need to be grand or impressive. It does not need to change the world or earn recognition. It just needs to be yours. Tending a garden that depends on your care, teaching something to a grandchild who looks forward to your time together, volunteering for a cause you believe in, taking care of a pet that greets you every morning, being part of a group that expects you to show up. Anything that makes tomorrow matter more than just another day to get through. Retirement without purpose is not rest. It is rehearsal for the end. The centenarians of Okinawa do not spend their days doing nothing. They have things they care about, people who depend on them, reasons to wake up. Find yours. Protect it. If you lose it, find another. Purpose is not a luxury for the young. It is a necessity for the old. None of these 9 rules is difficult on its own. None requires special genetics or unusual willpower or large amounts of money. But together they create the foundation for something most people desperately want, but few actually achieve. Growing old, in your own home, on your own terms, making your own decisions about your own life. Walter is planning his 90th birthday. He has no special secrets. He just pays attention to the things most people ignore. You can do the same, starting today, starting with whichever rule matters most to your situation right now. Which of these 9 rules do you already follow? And which one will you start today? Write it in the comments because I want to know where you are on this journey. If you know someone who needs to hear this message before a crisis forces decisions they would not have chosen, share this video with them right now. And subscribe if you want more truth about how to live well and stay free after 70, 80, and beyond.